Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to make a classy little place card holder, or place card I guess, for your Thanksgiving table, Christmas table party, whatever. It's an elegant little touch that can totally make your table, because I'm a classy broad. I like to share my elegant party hosting advice. Oh, let's just go to the table. Okay, we are going to make this really cute place card today. This is perfect for any party, Thanksgiving, Christmas, anytime you want to do a little fancy table, and it's so quick and easy to do. So let's get right to it. All right, I've got my score pal here, and what I'm going to do is simply score. This piece of paper is 4 inches by 4 inches, and so you can get 4 of these from a regular size sheet of cardstock, or you can get 9 from a 12 by 12, if I'm doing my math right, which is completely possible that I'm not, but I think you get 9 from a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. And what I'm going to do is just score at the 2-inch mark in about, I would say 1.25 inches each side, and that's just going to help make it easier to fold later on down the line. Can you see my score line there? Yeah, there we go. And I'm just going to set my score pal out of the way now. All right, here is my cutting mat. I love it because it fits inside my score pal, so it's really handy since I tend to cover every bit of my work surface when I'm working. It's nice to have a mat that fits on my scoring board. We're using stamps today from Pink Persimmon. It is the mini silhouette and monogram stamp set. Sorry about the glare. That's what it looks like. You get a full fancy alphabet, kind of calligraphy alphabet, and you also get a variety of faces, which is nice because it kind of represents anyone that could be in your family. So that's really, really handy. I've got to tell you a little tip here. I didn't have a good border mount, and this is just a scrap piece of 1/4 inch plexiglass that I just kind of very crudely cut down to work for this. So, you know, when in doubt, you know, when you don't have exactly what you need, just make do. So I apologize for my crude stamp mount, but it does the trick. I am using VersaFine ink. It's a great black ink. I could emboss this if I wanted to later, which is also nice. I'm probably not going to, but I have that option. And I'm going to line my fold line right up on one of those black lines on my mat. And this is just going to help me, if I don't jiggle my paper, it's going to help me line things up and make sure I have my stamping in the center. I know it's going to, the tails of this stamp are going to hang over about 3/4 inch on either side. All right, now when I stamp, especially when I have a very detailed stamp, I wait a minute. I kind of just hold it and, you know, daydream off a few minutes and just let all that ink be sure to transfer really well and give it a good push. And when I lift it off, I have a perfect impression. And now I'm going to stamp this little face here that's one of the cameos in the set right in the middle of my frame. You could also do a letter in there if you want. Pay no attention to the ink smudge I have in the corner. I think that's going to go away. My hand's shaking. I just got my espresso machine working, and I think I've had a little too much today, so if I'm a little shaky, I apologize. There we go. Neat as can be. Now I'm going to do the calligraphy, and I'm using a calligraphy pen, and this is a felt tip pen, and the nice thing about a felt tip pen is that you're not going to get a blob of ink where you don't want it. Sometimes I want an artsy, messy look, like if I'm doing an art journal page, and I'll use my dip pens, but if I want to have something kind of neat and elegant, I'll use a felt tip. And this is a 2.0 millimeter nib on the end that I'm using. And this pen is by Marvi Uchida. I've had it for quite a long time, and it's still nice and juicy. I hope they still make this pen. It's just called Calligraphy, Pigmented Calligraphy Pen. And I got it at a scrapbook store. I'm going to do this for my sister, so I'm going to use her name, which is really pretty in calligraphy. Her name is Brianne. So there's a little rhyme I'm going to share with you. It goes to the tune of If You're Happy and You Know It. And it goes, always start your letters at the top. Always start your letters at the top. Clap, clap. When you go to make a letter, you'll get better, better, better if you always start your letters at the top. See? If you can remember that, you'll have beautiful calligraphy. So here I'm just, and that's the thing, if you just print nice and you start your letters at the top, you don't have to be a good calligraphy artist. Case in point right here. I have not studied calligraphy, obviously, but it's, you know, it's fine. If I got a nice pen and I always start my letters at the top, I will have a decent looking letter, decent looking word. Now, thing I'm going to do to woo! Too much coffee! Oh my gosh, too much espresso. It's, you know, I like to have a couple cups of coffee, and in espresso, that could be like 8 cups of coffee in the span of, you know, half an hour, because it's not a lot of coffee, but it's a lot of caffeine, so I apologize. Good grief. Alright, so I like these punches. I had these for a long time too. They're by EK Success, and they are the corner adorners, and I think you can still get them. In fact, I think I saw them at Target recently, and they're not very expensive, and they are good size punches. And a tip, let me tell you, get a load of this. You can take this guide off, and you can use it to punch the edge of a piece of paper, so hold on to your hats. Isn't that freaking awesome? Alright, there you go. You just, that just made it worthwhile watching this video. So if you have these, you can pop these puppies right off, and you got a border punch. Fantastic. Alright, so now I want to make this cutout here, so when I fold it, I'll have a little pop-up. And to do that, I am going to use my old school Creative Memories cutter. You can use a Colossal. See, this is one of these situations where the oldies are goodies. They're better than the new stuff, because you can position these wherever you need to on your design. And I'm just going to have it so when I cut, it's just going to come above the score line. And I've got my little red cutter here. And you know, I've only had to replace the cutters once, and I've had these for probably 12 years. So these are good quality tools. I can't remember the last Creative Memories party I've gone to, but I love their tools. I'm not crazy about the papers and stuff. No offense, but their tools are second to none. Alright, so I've just cut around there. And when I fold this, huzzah! I have a lovely little place card. Isn't that nifty? Now you could vary the colors to match your holiday table or your party decorations. So, you know, be creative. If you don't feel comfortable, I think I did mention this before, if you don't feel comfortable doing the calligraphy, you can computer generate the name with a calligraphy font, trim it to a rectangle and stick it in here, because these actually make photo corners. So that's another really fun thing to do. And plus it will look a little neat because you'll have kind of another layer there. So there you have it, making fancy things with the pink persimmon mini silhouette and monogram stamps, little ink, some of your old school tools, kicking it old school with Lindsay. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting.